Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are here with episode 5 of Macross 7, which I'm already gonna know that I'm gonna screw up at some later point. A show with a number in the title and an episode number. Anyway, how about you go ahead and tell us what you think happened last time?
What happened last time? The infiltrators turned out to be, well, I think there's some kind of cyborgs, but they could have been just pilots, or operatives for the enemy, which, by the way, we don't know the name of the enemy either. They just the enemy.
Here's what I'm
Um,
willing to give you ground on. The fact that Giggle has an eye implant technically makes him a cyborg, so in that case, all of them probably could be cyborgs.
and they were attacking civilians using a mouth laser thing. Um, and basically what they were doing is collecting samples for their boss, right? For the Lord, what's his name? Um,
Nick.
and yeah, and they go after Mylene, which means Basara goes to try to save her, even though he says that he's not. But also, her mother has sent bodyguards to protect her. We also get a lot of divorce energy between my Melia and Max. Literally, Max is not living with his wife anymore because he doesn't know when his daughter's coming in and out. Um, and um, and so basically becomes a Scooby Doo episode where everybody's chasing each other. The bodyguards are chasing Marlene. Then the vampires are also chasing Marlene. Basara's trying to protect Marlene from the bodyguards and from the vampires, right? Who already attacked a couple of people. Um, he does get hit by a laser on the shoulder, again trying to protect Mylene. They also get stuck in the sewers for a moment, and most of the half of the action happens in the sewers. They get out. There's an attack, another one, but this time the attack is designed to get the samples that the vampire slash cyborg slash enemy operatives got, and they get away with it. But also the Macross was able to analyze something out of them. We don't know how or what they got, what information they got as well. So everybody's learning from each other, I guess. And they get away. And of course, Basara goes and flies and tries to do the magic guitar thing, which again doesn't work, which pisses off our Gemlin, who is like, I just want to kill the enemy. That's my job. Get out of the effing way. And he gets told multiple times by his commander to leave it alone. It's like, I can't. I'm literally trying to shoot this guy, and he bumps in the middle of the screen. Either tell me to get it, shoot him or get the hell out of the way, right? Which I'm siding with Gemlin. I know what Basar's trying to do. He's trying to do the power of love and try to save the galaxy. Dude, save it for later, right? There has to be another way to do it. You're in the middle. If we kill this guy, he's an enemy that is a powerful and has, already done all the damage. Get out of the fucking way, dude. Just get out, you know. So that was the episode.
I guess just two quick corrections. Not really. He didn't get shot in the shoulder. I don't know what the back of the bicep is called. If that has a
And
name on
here,
its own. Yeah.
forearm? No, forearm is
Well,
here.
the only reason I want
Shoulder,
to.
it's shoulder. It's shoulder.
No,
Shoulder is here.
shoulder's here.
Here.
This is
This
like
is
back of the
forearm.
bicep. Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
I'm only saying correcting it because I think, as we indicated in the last, like, very last frame of last episode, it might be a
Mhm.
plot point to come up. So, and since this is a separate recording, I just want to make that clear that we
Yeah.
saw something on the preview last time. And the other correction being, we actually saw them doing two different shots of research on the enemy Batroids. Before, we saw a whole room of them going over the research, and it's only later in the episode, after we see them in action again, that they say we've got a perfect readout of the enemy forces. So they're taking all their research from the beginning of not knowing who these people are to we've got a whole slew of scientists
Date.
trying to figure this shit out. And then the last combat is we've got enough information, we know what we're fighting, and then we just don't us, the viewer, don't get anything out of it though.
Which is smart for them, right? It's just Max being smart, right? Again, that's the thing I keep coming back to. Everybody's on one frequency, and Basara and doing his stuff is somewhere else. I'm like,
Sorry,
I
just
find what,
you fumbled a bit. You said Max is smart.
yeah, he is.
Max is a genius.
That's his last name.
I know. I just say you fumbled the joke.
Yeah, I wasn't going for that, but sure. Uh, and Melia is pissed off because she's out of the loop, basically. Like she's like, okay, just tell me what's going on. It's like, well, we just got divorced, and you kicked me out of the house, and I have a job to do. And you're not a member of the military, so that's 0 for 3. Sorry, sweetie. I showed you enough already. Now get out. Actually, she just left, basically.
I also don't think the enemy fighters, the information not being given to us isn't an element of Max being smart. I think it's an element of the mystery still being
No, 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 no. I don't mean
breadcrumbed
that.
to
I mean the
us.
fact that they're working to collect information and they're doing the analysis, right? They're not like, oh, we're being attacked. Because in any other situation, we're like, oh, we don't know who the enemy is. We're being attacked. What are we gonna do? And like, no, we have scientists study this crap, right? We send probes. We have scientists. I want to know
Uh,
what's going on.
I'm gonna miss Alien Eye
Analyze it.
Guy.
Yeah.
No, no, I understand that. It's just I'm reiterating the fact that I think the mystery is still being pushed out there. Don't worry, I'm handling it. Obviously, it's the Ray connection. The fact that one of the bridge bunnies comes up and let me just mute this real quick and
Yeah.
hope nobody reads the lips. You know, we're just Fulmo knows something. He's not said anything yet.
Yeah.
Max has information about something he's up to. I'm assuming it has to be an on the books project. Well, it doesn't have to be on the books. Ray could be off the books and he's just doing an off the books project. But the idea that Ray is his connection here and that Ray is former military, that Ray, I don't know. I'm assuming at some point we're going to get a flashback of Ray as like a hippie, right? And he's doing some crazy hippie research. And then that Max is like, this could go somewhere. I'm going to fund you or something like that. Because I don't know. He just seems like that kind of weird scientist, like Buckaroo Banzai level of science.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I still don't know. Nothing has changed from my notes from last episode to this
Yeah.
episode to like break it wide open. It's still mystery upon mystery upon mystery.
I mean, it's 48 episodes. We're seeing five
49.
episodes, 49. So yeah, so we have seen 5 episodes. So we have what 44 episodes to go. Yeah, I think the mystery's gonna last for a while.
I think that's the mistake I made trying to correct myself last time is I thought we were further in. So when I said we
Yeah,
saw this in episode 2, and I said, well, the second episode we watched that day probably was fucking episode 2. So
it literally was.
yeah,
Yes.
I threw myself off. Well, any other final thoughts before we get into this?
Nope.
All right, well, let's go ahead and watch episode 5 of Macross 7.
But before we get started,
Make sure that you hit the like button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
on top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
Unfiltered.
Uncensored.
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
You can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
They also have the wherewithal of not playing the Planet Dance song as the opening song. I also don't really get the sky, because I want clipped out one of these days just to play back at me one of these days. I don't really get the sky. The closing dome thing, right?
Yeah.
Like in most sci-fi, like generational ships sort of situation, you would have like an open close thing where, we want it to be night, so we're gonna let you see the stars. Otherwise, we're gonna bring in our fake holographic sky or whatever.
Yeah.
This is just a half open lid. So that if you look off to the right, oh, it's daytime. Oh, there's the space. It's like, what is
I
this
guess it gets
doing?
reflected completely because we do see that it gets when it's daylight, it's completely daylight inside.
Then why not just close it all the time?
I think it's rule of cool,
Also,
which only works if you think if it's cool. If you don't think it's cool, it doesn't work.
also the fact that we know shit just can fly through the dome.
Yeah.
That this is the physical closing to protect it. Otherwise, shit can just fly in. I'd be worried about micrometeorites and shit all the time.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in deep space, I don't think there'd be a lot of micrometeorites, but
I mean, well, space is relatively empty all the time, but still, why risk it?
yeah. If you're like anime like Planetus, then yeah, because there's all this garbage around the Earth, so which probably be today also be very true. Could also satellites and
Okay, well
destroyed
then,
ships and whatnot.
how about this? We're constantly getting in fights with people
Now that
all around
is
us. We should be seeing, like, well, maybe that is, well, no, because it's like the first time they got into a fight. I was about to say maybe that explains the whole ruined city thing. But no, because that was their first time getting into a fight in the first episode. And really rubbing in the Mega Road.
no, but they're putting music from the movie.
Well, it could be time-based. And I'll remind, I only really hear most of the music when I'm doing my editing later, because I'm being dampened, and I'm kind of deaf. Did they ever indicate why we're going to the Galactic Core?
To find habitable planets.
Is that just the direction you decided to expand in?
Yeah. I guess Sharon Apple was still popular, even though she tried to take over the Earth.
What is it called when you hide a thing in behind the soundtrack of a thing? Like Ozzy gets accused of it and everything like that.
Yeah.
Suicide Solution.
Hypnotic suggestions.
Or subliminal advertising.
Subliminal advertising.
Maybe they went through it, scrubbed it, and found out, hey, this song is still actually pretty good. Also, I think sometimes some of this background music could be like fit in perfectly with like SWAT cats and everything.
Oh, they're literally driving in space. Oh, they do that. They drive in space.
He was right next to the tube that's out on the outside.
Yeah.
But then again, they're really bad at drawing this shit. Remember last time we saw the guys were outside the dome on top of a building? And then we saw them coming in to pick it up, and they were inside the dome on top of the building. What if he had broken through that tube? Everyone's dead.
Yeah.
They did say this was a dangerous neighborhood. Also, he doesn't have the mark on the back of his arm.
Okay.
Oh, I thought we were going to pull some Asumi, rubber face next to a thing.
And now he's just showboating. Uh-oh.
いいバイクだ。乗るやつ次第でもっと良くなるぜ。
なんだと？挑発するのはよしな。2枚目の顔が台無しになるよ。行くよ。
I think there's a history there.
I honestly don't even know where the bikers come from. Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
The only thing I can explain was we know this is a bad neighborhood. That was told to
Yeah.
us.
Oh.
まあコンサートのスケジュールが忙しくて今日まで見れんの歓迎パーティーが伸びてしまったけどそういうわけだみんな楽しんでくれというわけで乾杯
Not since we got rid of that girl carrying the flowers all the time.
うちのバンドの大切な女性ボーカルだこれからもしっかり頼むぜミレーヌはーいでいきなりで申し訳ないんだが明日3スターでの演奏の仕事が入った
3スターって工場館の
依頼主はそこで働きながら音楽をやっている連中だ自分たちでコンサートを開くんで我々をゲストで呼びたいらしいんだな
This is like if the Battlestar Galactica remake had gone in a drastically different direction.
銀河ネットワークで映し出されたバサラに興味を持ったらしい
宣伝効果が現れたってわけか
But they're smart enough to take their
だろ
they take their mech with them everywhere.
ファイヤーボンバーで
ああ
大丈夫なの
出演料が入るからなそんな心配するな
This guy has money.
だけどまあちょっとは気を使ってくれよ傷つけたりしたら
I mean, one would assume a pension.
どえらい賠償金を払わなきゃならないんだからなちょっとだけでもだぞ
大丈夫よねバサラ
あ
同一犯人と思われるこの一連の事件の被害者はこれで35
It's
人
good
に
to
な
know
り
they
ま
haven't
した
been sitting on their
当
asses.
局は犯人逮捕に向けて懸命の努力を続けておりますが未だに手がかりがつかめていません人通りの少ない道での夜間の一人歩きなどは
物騒な街になったな
くれぐれも
私を襲ったのと同じ犯人だわきっと
また市民からの
お
謎の敵戦闘マシンはバロータ 3198XE の第4惑星へ派遣された特務調査部隊の機種だと思われますが大幅な改造がなされているため断言はできません
Oh, so they're captured
調査隊の
and
バルキリーを何らかの形で手に入れた異星人とも考えられます
その連中がなぜシティセブンに潜入したのか
Yeah.
なぜ
They
我々を
used to be ours,
一
but
刻も早く
lost.
目的を調べればならんな
すでに特別調査隊を派遣する準備はできております
マックス艦長
the well, now we have a name, Parauta.
取りました
でなんと
こちらで対
Well, that was just the planet, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
市民には
the first planet we actually heard about, so that could be the
発
aliens.
表は
Fair
控えた
enough.
方がいいでしょう
Well, I mean,
下手な発表は市民を
I
パ
don't
ニ
know.
ックに陥れるだけです
しかしそれではミリア市長は納得せんだろ
このような会議たとえ50万年続けても結論は出んな
I really prefer old FOMO. See, I think I'm pretty right. Why would they be having a dinner together if he wasn't the arranged marriage?
Probably is, but
Also flight instructors. Never mind. Maybe. That's an out, but I think it's still a...
確かこの子は市長の末
Okay, I'm right again.
ミレーヌと言ってまだ14歳の子供です
wow, she's only 14 and already arranged marriage.
第一自分の好み
Oh, he's doing the reverse talking yourself out of a thing. She's only 14, but it doesn't mean she's not my type. Like, whoa, man, you're going the wrong direction.
I mean, she's like a teenager. He's like, no, my type is not a teenager. You know,
I guess in his defense... Okay, this is weirder. The bikers in space. I guess in his defense, though, the age of majority when this came out was only 2 years younger than that. Or 2 years older than that. Which I guess actually isn't much of a defense. I'd be like saying, oh yeah, I'm really into that 16-year-old.
いつか死ぬぞまったく
Can we also address the fact sound in space? Oh, that fetus. She's only about one thing.
okay, this choice of having, you know, cars like this in space is just so weird.
It's also the fact that they've got these, like, lined roads and everything like this,
yeah,
indicates that you'd have to constantly be moving at the same speed, no matter what, to keep these trails in line with every other ship.
it's all about the drumming.
I just know at some point her drumming is going to be actually important. There's some sort of beat that she has to keep to make something happen. Yeah, literally could have gone down. So's Rex. Akiko? It's gonna be somebody. It wouldn't be hiding the face if it wasn't somebody.
Could be another Amelia's daughters.
Could be. I don't.
Otherwise, why hide the face unless we could
Yeah,
recognize?
what's the thing is, I think we haven't been introduced to any other of Melia's daughters, so hiding the face doesn't do anything for us. I mean, unless you're saying you could identify the baby from SDF Macross as an adult.
Okay, now that she's 14, I don't feel very comfortable with what she's wearing, to be perfectly honest. She's
Now
wearing
you
this
sound
leotard thing.
Now you sound like Max. Oh, Flower Girl.
And there she is, Flower Girl.
Deal with the inclusion of people in the audience that just aren't into it. Dude crossing his arms, standing off to the side. Sorry, I can't hear you through your bike helmet. What? Massive overreaction.
They join the military, become fighter pilots. The king.
兄ちゃん、歌で命がかけられる？
Sorry, have you not seen the news?
Yeah.
マックス艦長は至急ブリッジへ。バルキリー隊グリーンブルーはまだ待機です。イエローはパープルに引き続き発進してください。金龍隊員を至急呼び出してください。
I don't remember that name. Isn't that the ship they were supposed to go to? The manufacturing ship they talked about earlier? Fuck taking samples, I guess.
Yeah.
そそくさと逃げてったぜ。
Again, they're just murdering people, and he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna sing to you."
I mean, I'm just glad that something's happening. I was about to say how middling this episode felt, just like the last one, because the bikers came out of nowhere. Like, we don't even have an existing beef with them. What are your bullets exploding against? Hey, at least Ray cares about something.
Oh, he paid for it, so.
Yeah, but I mean, he's always like sat back with like a little bit of like a chagrin whenever he watches the SAR go out and do shit. This was actually like concern, like, oh shit, my hanger. Also, he didn't hit them with a speaker pod.
No. I guess because they're inside an atmosphere, they can actually hear him, I guess. He did use the
There was an insignia on the mobile suit that I don't think mobile suit on the Battleroid that I don't think we've seen before. That thing.
Yeah.
Well, no more direct evidence that he's doing everything with the guitar than that.
Oh, so he's actually equipped with actual weapons.
Nope, there's the arm damage. Yeah, is he gonna get pissed at Roy for having him attack somebody?
So finally, he has weapons that he can actually use and hurt these guys.
Yeah, you know, he's gonna get real pissed at himself for doing it. I just remember how he yelled at Mylene for having him attack, or having to get in the way of that? Only fair if he goes off on Ray for having done the same thing.
It wasn't the Ray from the last time.
That's what I said. We saw it when he got injured.
少しは伝わったか、俺の歌が。
いや、そこまでして歌おうとするあんたをね。
あ、そう。
Okay, here we go. I don't know who this is.
Yeah. Oh.
Just that Basara is a fucking hypocrite is all I'm getting. He attacked people to save these bikers, right? And then he's all super friendly with them afterwards. Maylene comes in, gets attacked by a bunch of people. He has to fight to protect her. He yells at her for it.
Yeah. Oh, jealousy.
To be continued? Okay. I can never guess when to be continued to show up.
I think now we're gonna...
Okay. No. At least somebody gets yelled at.
あれか。あれは軍の横流し品だ。
そうじゃない。なんで俺のバルキリーに積んだんだ。
ちょうどよかったからな。そんなことよりバルキリーが収納できそうもない。そのままシティセブンに戻ってくれ。その腕で操縦できそうか。
たくよ。できねえわけねえだろ。
Maybe this whole thing is that Ray wants him to actually fight.
I don't know. Maybe he recognizes that you have to fight sometimes, and Ray is that member of the team.
Yeah.
でもわかんねえだろ。わかるわよ。
Well, she is the daughter of Melia, so.
こんな改造したのよ。
お前なんで動かせんの？
私のパパもママも前はエースパイロットだったんだもん。
They taught
So
me
he doesn't know who
absolutely
she is.
nothing.
Well, because he doesn't recognize who she is. He's like, oh, it's just the girl that you're in our band, right?
No, I was making a joke. I said, and they taught me absolutely nothing. So, she goes flying off into a building like Hikaru.
歌いたい時に歌うんじゃないの？私のハートはここにあるよいつだって。
Look, girlie, I may not know who you are, but I know how old you are. She's not a bad singer.
No, I mean, she's supposed to be the backup singer. That's what they said.
I'm saying she's not a bad singer, though.
Well, she got skills. That's good.
Oh, there's a thing. You see what they just did there?
No.
Colette, the voice actor for Colette, was question mark, which means there's somebody else. They're doing the credits mystery, where we can't tell you who the voice actor for Colette is because there's somebody else in the show, and we're hiding something. Keep in mind, I don't know who the fuck Colette is, but they were apparently in this episode and get a voice actor credit.
Well, it could have been Rex. But they don't name her Colette. They just call her Rex.
No. Rex was above Colette. Rex.
Exactly.
No, I'm saying Rex had a voice. Well, no, I don't think that works.
I don't know.
No, because usually when you would they showed Rex's face, right? So when you've done the reveal, that's when you get rid of the
she
mystery.
didn't have pointed ears, I guess. So
I don't know. She had long hair. It made it hard to figure out. But I'm saying that's another mystery, and I didn't even anticipate a credits mystery.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be a thing. I'm gonna have to.
実弾を2回も撃っちまった俺は大バカ野郎だ。
愛は戦いなのよ。
次回ファーストコンタクト過激にファイヤー。
Well, one, another episode named First Contact, which would be great if you look up our playlist of Macross episode names. Two, it's Radical Fire, kind of like a Radical Squadron, SWAT Cats.
Yeah. I think that SWAT Cats use specialized weaponry, like buzzsaw missiles and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, the same specialized weaponry that I don't know. Oh, God, just stop me. I hate it when I set myself up to make a joke and then just forget it. So I was about to say Hawkeye. It's like, no, I'm not thinking of Hawkeye. I'm thinking of from DC.
Oh, yeah.
He's married to
Green Arrow.
Green Arrow, yeah. Boxing glove Arrow and everything like that.
Hey, whatever works.
I feel like the whole biker thing was just a complete flop.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, they showed up and okay. They're talking about being on the edge and all that. Like, oh, we're living on the edge. And they're like, are you willing to die for what you believe in? I guess that's the thing. But why would they accost like these guys? Why would they take on Basara? It's like that's the issue. It's like, okay, so they have their own philosophy. Again, we have these bits and pieces like, oh, we have this biker gang who wants to live on the edge and want to test themselves, right? It's like, okay, and I don't, yeah, right?
Well, that and the whole inclusion of them in the car space traffic thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. One, I'm not a fan of the car space traffic thing. So we're doubling down on that. But then including bikers too?
I guess so.
Like, it feels like that would be okay if it was like its own show, right? Like Space Bikers.
Space Chick Spacers from Macross 7, I guess.
Oh, I thought you were going for sorry, I remember what the Beverly Hills one from my head. What's the biker mice from Mars? I guess it has a
Yeah.
shorter name than I was actually trying to think of. Not tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills.
Yeah, and I was going for the mice. For the mice, yeah.
Or Street Sharks, which actually turns out to be from space anyway. So, but yeah, no, it focused on elements of the show that even I don't like. Like, I'm on board with the show maybe 80 to 90% of the time. Because even the elements you don't like, I just find to be entertaining from I like the music, or, it's of its time kind of thing. But this was just the most interesting aspect of this, other than they're committing mass murder now, which was interesting because it seems like, okay, we're done with Spiritua. I'll come back to that real quick. Was the whole why is Colette question marks in the credits? Because that
Who
usually
is Collect? Oh, it could be. Oh, the girl with the flowers.
Could be.
No, she actually kind of speaks because she does.
No,
like,
no, it's
she
not.
actually makes.
It's not. In the credits, Flower Girl is always credited as Flower Girl. If you never noticed that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not. I think it's one of the biker girls, which would be really confusing. Then why would I almost called them Zentradi. Why would what did you say the planet was called again?
Verachua or something like that.
Verudian,
Yeah,
Rodian. It
something.
started with V.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
think even applies because they're on spaceships. They're not even deploying from a planet. But
yeah.
All right, whatever the V names, we're gonna call them V names for now. Why they would be attacking them if they're associated together. So, I don't know. That's the most compelling mystery of this.
Yeah.
Shit. I had something I wanted to circle back to, and I can't remember what it was.
Colette? Bikers?
No, it had something to do with the bikers, and it made them more interesting for half a second, and now it was so not interesting that I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
There was just nothing to it. If this had like a manga counterpart, I would guess that this would be part filler, right? But they made this one for the anime to give themselves more time to adapt other actual stories. But I'm pretty sure Macross is the kind of show that got made as a show first, and manga was
and
made
then
after.
Yeah, most of the manga is auxiliary. So it's like expansions of this, but not really. Like there's a manga that covers story SDF1 from the point of view of Minmay, right? But it's not really SDF1 Macross Super Dimensional Fortress Macross the manga, right? It's
Right.
not Macross 7. There's a Macross 2 manga which I read. But then Macross 2 is not part of the continuity, so,
Yeah, it's an alternate universe.
Yeah.
Parallel dimension, whatever you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wouldn't make
Indeed.
sense either way because I think it's still in the future of where we are now. Like they go SDF Macross 2012 or whatever, and then they go, all right, now it's what 2105 or some shit like that. Like
Yeah,
they
like
go
80
way
years after. Yeah.
But yeah, God, no, I really wish I could remember what the fuck I was trying to think. Oh, I guess the other thing is it finally confirmed the Gamlin, Maylene connection, which I suggested was a thing to begin with. So even then, it's not a massive thing. Like,
and also, but I do like the fact that he's like, no, I'm doing my own thing, dude. I'm not into this. Which is probably because he's still in love with Docker. So I mean, come on, we know that. That's
your read in, your jokey little read in there. No, he says exactly the opposite. She's 14, but that doesn't mean I'm not into her. You know, he goes the opposite direction. Where most people like be trying to separate themselves from this scenario.
No. He says I'm not. No, he says I'm not into her.
No. He says he says the opposite. He says that's why I was saying it during the episode. He says, but that doesn't mean I'm not into her. He goes the other direction. Which I feel like you're only out in the scenario is like, it's an arranged marriage, I had nothing to do with it, would be your only defense. But he backtracks to make himself look like a creep.
Yeah.
You know? She's only 14, but it don't mean I'm not into her. I mean, Creepy.
I know. Yeah, if you want to say, well, it's Japan, it's the 1980s and 90s, blah, blah, but
She's still 2
yeah.
years away from the age of majority in Japan. So
Yeah.
there is no defense.
Yeah.
Ah, man. This guy
And he
needs
doesn't
to,
look like that.
he
He doesn't
draw
look
some
like the guy
Rurouni
who's
Kenshin,
like,
I guess.
he's not a 16-year-old, something like that. He seems to be like a fully fledged pilot, so he must be at least in his 20s, right?
I don't know. It's so hard to tell people by their visual appearance.
No, but I mean, talk about someone who's fully trained. I mean, he's not Hikaru who fell in the cockpit, literally, or was left in the cockpit, right? He's someone who is from an elite squadron in the UN Spacey. So it's like, you have to join the academy, get training. So if you join at 18,
It
say,
falls
3 to
right
4
in.
years,
It falls right into the bridge crew discussion for me. It's the
Mm.
first time out. It's like, what? What's going on? Why are we still bringing out the worst people to pilot our intergalactic missions? Oh, thought I had during the episode is, why are we slow rolling our way through space? I understand
guess-
we don't want to fold randomly and run into stuff, but why don't we send like a small scout thing that can travel faster than us and just relay information back, and then we can fold at safe coordinates that it gives us? What was that Stargate show that was literally that, basically?
Yeah,
Stargate
the last one.
Destiny, or I can't remember what's called.
Yeah, it was the last show they did where they were setting up.
Yeah, there's a ship that travels ahead of it that's dropping
The Destiny,
stargates.
yeah.
And it's just following that ship's path. Just that thing, except having this ship fold. It's like every time the bad guys fold in on us, I'm reminded, oh, that's right, we have instant transmission, basically. I mean, there's not technically, they do travel while they're in fold space or whatever, but the idea of it is like, why didn't we just fold where we wanted to go?
I mean, maybe they don't have coordinates to fold to, I guess.
Well, that's what I was saying. Why don't we just send like a scout ship? It's space and physics being is what it is. All it has to do is accelerate really fast, and we don't have to supply it with new fuel or anything. It's not going to slow down.
I don't know. I mean, I know what it is. Is we're in space and we need space to, it's the following the formula of the F1, right? And there in that they actually made the excuse, we don't have a fold mechanism, right? But here's like, we have to have them traveling to space so they can get attacked and have all these battle sequences and stuff like that. Right?
Well, they also had a destination, Earth, versus this is we're going to the galactic core. You mean that massive area of space that, like, I about to make a joke, then I realized that we already covered that, actually. Like I say, did the Mega Road not transmit anything before it disappeared? No information was garnered from the Mega Road. What a failure that was.
But we do know that they're colonizing planets because already they have colonies like Eden, so they get to colonize planets.
No, that's why I was saying, is that just the direction we decided to expand in? Because we know that in reality, Earth is near the edge of the galactic plane, so I guess
it makes sense. You want to go closer to the galactic core, you get higher density of stars and a greater chance of having habitable planets. But they don't explain that. We're going to the core.
Yeah, well, I mean, they didn't really explain it in Plus either. We just got shown, hey, we've colonized a lot of places. Well, I mean, we didn't colonize a lot of places. Some of those places were like just mines and shit. So, I don't know. It's world building that I wish we would explore more of and less space cars.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts before we wrap up this episode?
No.
All right. Once again, I've been Theta. This has been Lessons. We have been Stone-Faced Reactions. We will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?